this feels weird. I've never done videos like this before, but we're gonna give it a go. So, I didn't film any of this because I'm stupid and I forget. But we're replacing this. It's all rusted out. Big rust holes in the back. Yeah, this was a bit of a nightmare. We've got several spot welds in the backside on the return lip that faces up for the screen. Got spot welds under here, spot welds under here, spot welds under here, and spot welds this way. So the easiest way I did this one is obviously I drilled all of them. I ground this because there wasn't much left. I drilled these spot welds and I limished these ones. I think I already said that, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I already did that. So that's off. This is our new one. This is the edge I linished off the other one. The edge I drilled off the other one. So we'll start getting this into place. Like so. Now, these are pretty good panels in the fact that if you were to get someone to make one of these from scratch, it would cost you more than probably what this shell of this car is worth. But it's not the do all end all. Just because you get this part doesn't mean it's going to fit. There's a lot of trimming, hammer and dollying on the edges. The folds aren't perfect. That gives us a pretty good damn starting point on repairing this panel. Once I removed it, this was all quite rusty. These top two surfaces, there was no copper weld through primer or any sort of protection whatsoever. But then when I put this one on, we're just going to, I've marked some stuff out, we're going to trim it up. We're just going to slowly trim this thing back, get it sitting in there. I'm going to get some more vice grips. I've got heaps of vice grips and none of the little nub ones that just sit down in these channels are really nice. So I'm going to get a several set of them. Once we clamp it, I'm pretty happy with kind of where it is. We can then drill some holes and clear coat it. Once we clear coat it, can get rid of the fucking vice grips, reinstall the boot lid, and check if this thing, if all the shapes are right, all the curves are right, and that stuff. This edge here, it's a bit pokey, rubbing against the actual car body, so you've got to hammer that in so this can come down more. I think that's still sitting pretty proud. Realise I've got to do this, so I've got to repair this rust. A little bit here. To repair this up, I'll make a plate, put it through the bead roller, put a nice little bead on it. Cut this out, replace it, treat it, fold the skin back over because I realised that I can't trial fit this boot lid while this is standing. And I need to trial fit this boot lid to make sure that that rear scuttle or parcel shelf outer or whatever the hell you want to call it is the right shape. So, we've used a series of tools just to clean this up. Like I said, this one's going to get cut out. This one's not going to get cut out. I'm probably just going to brass braze these little bits and pieces up. Don't ride my ass for it. I'm just at home hanging out, cruising, filming me shit. So don't get up me about PPE and stuff. But we're still going to do this job pretty correctly. Repair this properly, you'd have to de-skin the whole boot lid. So you'd be doing this all the way around, taking the skin off, rather sandblasting or mechanically stripping it, acid dipping it, something, getting it back, doing your repairs, epoxy priming the inside of the skin, the inside, the reverse side of the boot lid frame, you'd marry these skins back together, fold this back down, and then you'd epoxy the whole thing. You could actually epoxy the whole thing in and out, and then marry them together. There's no spot welds on it by the looks of it, but you'll find you'll probably end up cracking the epoxy anyway, so you're better off epoxying everything, all your surfaces that marry together, epoxying them up, that way when that gets folded back over, they're sealed. Bit more epoxy primer, bodywork, seam sealer, paint, happy days. But yeah, I'll just clean this up as best I can. I need to get some Scotch-Brite belts after packing up the shop. I still haven't gone through everything, still haven't set up everything. I like to call this my ghetto phase. Yeah, let's brass brace this. Start making this patch. I'll make a template. I've done a couple of B-roll tests already on a strap. Pretty happy with how that looks. Taking it across, mind the surface rust, like I said, just a bit of scrap. Ran it through the bead roller quickly before I started this. I knew I'd be able to make its shape easy enough, but I still haven't set up my shed. So all my dies are a bit mixed up. So a couple of bits of scrap through the bead roller. We've got our profile that we want. I'm now just going to lay some 2" in here, mark my lengths, mark where my roll's going to be. I have excess on each side to trim it up. Yeah, let's do it. Pretty straightforward.
So the leverage you can get with a very, very small amount of money and a small number of young and professional people is powerful. And then you go on social media where it's stripped of context and suddenly we all believe this thing is real when it's for real. And then when you also at least one of them is trouble. So it's never yeah. So if you're in a country of 300, as people get older, generally slow down. They don't appreciate that. And you look at a lot of production protests, chain reaction, old signs. So you got old, 9-inch blue.
Pretty basic.
But this is the end. There's anything to get around. I've watched Pricing Right. I've seen that one. And so that's just showing in on the note with there. We shouldn't have to.
Alright, welcome back. Here's our little panel. Definitely not my best work. Calling this my ghetto stage. That's my bead roller there. It's not mounted to the ground because I'm going to chuck it up on Marketplace this afternoon for sale and get a bigger one with a bigger throat on it. It's a little hand wind one, man. So yeah, that and a little English wheel I'm going to chuck up on Marketplace this afternoon, and we'll get some fresh current Forbes stuff. But here is my little patch I've made. Copper weld through primer. Don't know what brand this one is. I usually use the U-Pole one. They make an awesome weld through primer. Now, I've mechanically cleaned this as best I can. Wire wheels, blemishes, strip discs, stuff like that. I only want to do it mechanically because I don't want to do a chemical clean in there. If I start pumping acid and stuff down here to clean it all, I'm then going to have to flood this whole boot lid with water. We already know it has a mild rust problem. And if I don't neutralise that acid properly, it's actually going to cause 10 times more rust. So, you might have seen in the other video too, I dropped this in a bottle, diluted Rusco. Rough 10 parts water, 1 part Rusco. This was only very, very light. So yeah, just let it soak in there, light Scotch Brite, cleaned it off with some water, neutralised it. The reason I have weld through primer this side is because I accidentally weld through primer that side instead of that side. Anyway, whatever, not the end of the world. We'll clean it off once we're finished welding. Timu magnets, these things are awesome. The guy that used to work for me, Brandon, bought a heap of these. So in a spot where we're pretty happy, I'm going to start from this end and work my way over. Reason being, it's got a slight curve in it, and whenever I tried to shape it, I would mess up my bead roll. So I'm just going to shape that as I go and slowly TIG it up. Get it sitting nice and flush, nice and smooth. Slipped up with a little grinder there. We'll brass braze these little bits. Otherwise, we're doing pretty good. Alright, let's get cracking. Alright, it's basically a wrap. This little rust repair. Not super stoked about being able to see a lot of the weld, but it is flat. It is nice. I just didn't want too much weld going through and then creating a high in the skin. So I kept the welds pretty pronounced so I could grind them down. And then again, I don't want to grind too far either because I cleaned up the rest of it. And I literally wire wheeled this and there was all little holes in it again. So I'm currently just chasing my tail in this area. I'll put a little bit more brass brazing in it. I'll put a little bit more on this back side here and call it a day and grind them down tomorrow.